So that was stuck injectors. I thought stuck injectors meant that it wouldn't run. Apparently stuck injectors means that it runs. It just starts revving really high. That's about that. School buses. Not this one though. This one's a cool bus. This was a Fun Fleet bus?
Oh yeah.
It was? Where did you get that? Oh, that's its original numbers? 732?
The reason why I wanted this bus, a little history. Well, let me go back and tell you a story about these. George Powell, who hated GM, was mad at him, told them in 1963 that our buses from now on will have V8s. And GM said, no way in hell will we put a V8 in one of these fish bowls. He's fine. 2 years later, Flexible came in and got a bunch of V8s with Cummins. And
it's dropping. Hear it?
yeah, I told you it would. And so when GM found out, they sent their Learjet with their engineers, and he met them at the airport in LA, and they got on there and they sat in the back of the head with their heads hung down. They had been beat out, but they'd put a V8 in a transit run. And George said they went down the freeway at 80 miles an hour with that V8 Cummins, and they were just put out. So he took them back to the airport. They flew back to Pontiac, Michigan, and then they went right into the plant, right to the foreman. He said, you take the next bus off this line and make it into a V8. And he said, well, we've never done that before. He goes, I don't care, put a V8 in it. So they took it off, and that particular VIN number was in sequence. Usually when they have experimental stuff, they call them EXPs. But this one right off the line, and they had to make another one for another company, which was supposed to have a V6. So they handmade a V8 for that bus. And that bus became the demonstrator for San Francisco to get their V8s, because they insisted that the buses had to climb the hills. So they did that, and that was 625. And it went to San Francisco as the demonstrator. And since it was so new, GM took it back and sent it to Oakland to AC Transit so they could experiment with it. And AC Transit had it for years, and they changed, they modified it, but that was the first one. And I bought that bus too. I had 625.
Oh, I thought I saw that somewhere.
Yeah. And it definitely is different from all the rest. The bumpers are different. Everything about it is, the cradle is completely different. Well, in the meantime, when they put these together, they had a problem with this. When you're out of gear.
Oh.
You couldn't get them in gear when they're cold. You absolutely could not, because they were 3-speeds. So when these were the first V8s.
Oh, so they not only put V8s in them, they put 3-speeds in them too.
They put 3-speeds in. Well, these were the first ones. There was one went to Atlanta also, a demonstrator. But this was the first production line of V8 5305. But they used the old system here. Like
this bus right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And the other ones have a switch right here on the 5307.
Right, I remember that.
Or push buttons. Well, this wouldn't work. So when I got the bus, I had the same problem. I didn't want to go in gear. So, and also when I got it, they converted it to a 2-speed. So I converted it back to a 3-speed, and then I redesigned this whole thing. This is a gigantic toggle switch.
Oh,
I
really?
redesigned it. It looks like the old style, but it really isn't. So let's see if it works. It works. I like that.
So that's not a cable?
No, it's an air shifter. I converted it to air shifter. But you wouldn't know.
I didn't know. I figured it was
This is my change. I made this change.
Really?
Yeah.
Still no throttle. So it has an air shifter just like the switches up on the dash?
Yeah, when they're on the dash, we'll see.
Yeah, but how did you do that?
I rewired it, made it work, so that it would look the same.
Right, but those shifters never had wires going to them.
No, they were cable. I disconnected the cable and I made an air shifter. And you wouldn't know.
That's pretty neat.
This is the only one ever done like this.
That's pretty
now let's
neat.
see what this best will do.
I asked if it was a fun fleet bus because it's so clean. It's nice inside.
Let me go back and see if